The trials of the outer disciple. Lan Wei stepped through the massive gates of the Ironcloud sect, his heart pounding with both awe and apprehension. The sect sprawled across the lower slopes of the misty Jade Mountains, its towering pagodas gleaming in the sunlight, and its courtyards bustling with disciples clad in black and gray robes. Lan Wei had been accepted into the sect as an outer disciple, a rank reserved for newcomers and those with the weakest cultivation bases. The outer disciples resided in modest wooden huts near the base of the sect, far from the grand halls and lush gardens where the inner disciples trained. New recruit? A mocking voice snapped Lan Wei out of his thoughts. Turning, he saw a burly youth with a shaved head and a smug grin. Welcome to the bottom of the food chain. Outer disciples are nothing but laborers here. Lan Wei clenched his fists but said nothing. He knew better than to rise to the bait. The harsh reality. The daily life of an outer disciple was grueling. Lan Wei was assigned to the herbal gardens, where he spent hours pulling weeds, tending to rare plants, and hauling water from the mountain streams. The work left him sore and exhausted, with little time to cultivate. At night, as others rested, Lan Wei would sit cross-legged on the cold stone floor of his hut, focusing on the faint current of qi in his body. The seed of destiny, now embedded in his palm, pulsed faintly, guiding him. Though progress was slow, he felt the energy within him growing steadier. The first test one evening, a bell echoed across the sect, summoning all outer disciples to the training grounds. A senior disciple, clad in ornate robes, stood before the crowd. The Ironcloud sect does not coddle the weak, he announced. To advance, you must prove your worth. Today, we test your combat skills. Step forward when your name is called. Lan Wei watched as pair after pair of disciples sparred in the wide arena. Many relied on brute force, their moves clumsy and unrefined. When his name was called, Lan Wei stepped into the ring, facing a tall, muscular opponent wielding a wooden staff. The crowd jeered, betting against the scrawny newcomer. A desperate struggle. The match began, and Lan Wei immediately felt the difference in strength. His opponent swung the staff with brutal precision, forcing Lan Wei to dodge frantically. Each strike sent shockwaves through the air, leaving him no room to counterattack. But as the fight wore on, Lan Wei began to notice patterns in his opponent's movements. He recalled Elder Zhang's words. Cultivation is not just about strength. Observe, adapt, and strike where it matters most. As the staff came down in a wide arc, Lan Wei sidestepped and darted forward, striking his opponent's wrist. The staff clattered to the ground, and Lan Wei seized the moment, delivering a swift kick that sent the larger youth sprawling. The crowd fell silent, then erupted into murmurs, recognition and rivalry. Though victorious, Lan Wei's triumph earned him the ire of some older disciples. A group of them cornered him after the match. You got lucky, orphan, one sneered. Don't think you're special just because you won once. Before they could act, a stern voice interrupted. Enough. A tall, elegant figure stepped forward. It was Liu Mei, one of the top inner disciples. Her piercing gaze silenced the bullies, who quickly retreated. Your technique is rough, but your instincts are sharp, she said to Lan Wei. If you wish to survive here, you'll need more than luck. Come to the training hall tomorrow. Lan Wei bowed deeply. Thank you, senior sister. The looming shadow, that night as Lan Wei prepared to sleep, he felt a strange unease. The mark on his palm burned faintly, and for a fleeting moment, he heard the deep, resonant voice from the glade. The darkness stirs. Beware the faces of false allies. Lan Wei clenched his fist. The path ahead was treacherous, but he had taken his first step toward greatness.